Hi team, welcome to your 21 days of Pilates with Janet. Today is day 19, the endurance flow. It is a set of all the exercises that you did on day 15 to 18 all mashed up in one for a mega class. So let's start on the ground, working and warming up through your abs and a little bit of a burn sequence. First move is the arms up, legs out, and extending out to 45 degrees with the arms coming down at the same time. Exhale, you extend. Inhale, you come back in. Make sure your back doesn't arch and you keep it nice and safe there for your lower back. Engaging your stomach muscles the best that you can by pulling the belly button right there into the spine. If you have done day 15 to 18, obviously you have experienced most of the moves, or in fact all of the moves. But if you have missed one or two, no stress. I will go through them here anyway with a bit of a preview. But if you like a set, feel free to go back to the other previous days and you can do them again. Most of them are only about 5 to 10 minutes long, so it doesn't take too long. All right, let's have a 10 seconds rest here before we move on to the next move. All right, we're coming into the 100s. If you've been doing 100s for a while with the other weeks, you can start with your legs straight. Otherwise, bend them 90 degrees, pounding the drums. You inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Starting to take the legs up to the roof for a little bit more of an impact on your abs. Again, if you've been doing week 1 and 2 with me and you know that you can drop your legs to 45 degrees from the very get-go, you can definitely do that as well to maximize your workout here. One hand can go behind the head as always if your neck starts to get sore. And make sure your chin is tucked into the chest. Good, have your 10 seconds rest there, maybe swishing the knee side to side if you want to. All right, we're going to do a double leg stretch, reaching the hands to the ankles and extending the legs out to 45 with the arms going next to your ears. Head and shoulders will drop when the arms go back. So exhale as you extend, inhale as you come in, exhale as you open up through the limbs, drawing a circle around. Come back in. Try to reach the hands towards the ankles. If it doesn't get there today, don't worry. Just get to where you can along the legs is fine. Great work, team. Having a little bit of rest. All right, we're going to crisscross the legs. Hands go behind the head to support your head up if you can. Legs pointed and straight leg crisscross. Taking the legs a little bit higher if you find that your back is now getting a little bit uncomfortable. Otherwise, keep it nice and low for me at about 45 degrees. The closer you get to the ground, the more of a workout and a stronger pull on your belly it goes. Of course, if your legs are all the way down onto the floor, that is also not counted, as that is a little bit too easy and you're just lying down now at this point. Make sure you're breathing it through as you're moving through the legs. Good, having that moment of rest. All right, let's bicycle it out, working your oblique muscles. Hands go back behind the head, legs in tabletop. And we're just turning the body, trying to bring the opposite elbow to the knee that is coming towards us. See if you can get your elbow all the way up to the knees, lifting your shoulder blades off the ground. One breath, one movement is all you need here. left. All right, we're going to flip it over onto your plank position. You can start obviously with knees down if you want to. Otherwise, bring your knees up, hands underneath the shoulders, and 3 little flicks of air, 3 flicks of the foot, and then drop it down. Alternating legs, 1, 2, 3, and drop. Toes can be pointed or toes can be flexed. Whatever you prefer is fine. Try to squeeze through the glutes and not rock the body too much for me. Great, pull back and shake out the wrist if you need to. Child's pose it here. Alright, let's come on to the back again. We're going to do a roll up, facing whichever way is easiest. Arms reaching above the head, toes extended. Reach on up, reach the hands all the way up to the roof. 1 vertebrae at a time, slowly drop your body down. Exhale, point the hands forward and rise to extend out through the spine. Inhale, slowly dropping it all the way down and extending the arms out. Exhale to rise. Try not to kick the legs up into the air as you're rising up and down. Great to activate your spine this way as well as working on your core. Of course, if you find that it's really difficult to come all the way up without sort of kicking the legs, you start off slow by just going to the halfway point maybe, or doing maybe week 1 videos as you warm up through the body and get a little bit stronger, and then you can build it up to do a full roll up. All right, we're going to go into plank position with a push up. So pike to plank, drop the knees, and then come on down. Lift, forward, drop the knees and drop it down. Push back, come forward, and push up positions. Working your arms and your stomach muscles at the same time here. Good. All right, level 2 is you're going to stay on the toes. As you come forward into your plank position, you're going to drop down without the knees coming down onto the ground if possible. Even if you just want to give a couple of tries, you can, and then go back to the knees. That is also a good option to sort of build up that sort of power in the arms over time. All right, we're going to flip it over onto your backs, coming up on your tippy toes if you can into your bridge work. Arms can always be beside you, or let's take it up a notch and then lift the hips up as high as you can, halfway down and lift, halfway and lift. So we're not going to drop the hips down anymore and just keep pushing it up and down. Keep pulsing those hips up nice and high for me. Great, release it down. Just have a moment. All right, we're going to do a single leg. It's a little bit trickier because you only have one leg to support you. Right leg is going to come up first. Toes pointed, and we're going to bring it down towards just below the knees and then lift it up. Of course, you don't have to drop too low either. If you find that if you drop it lower than your knees and your glutes or lower back starts to actually come down and touch to the ground, just stay a little bit higher. Now to add more to it, you're going to actually bring the arms behind your head as the legs come down, the arms swish back, inhale back in, exhale, drop down. Tricky. I find that when the leg drops, everybody's hips tend to drop, especially on the side where the leg is swinging. If you let it drop too low and you're tilted to the right side as opposed to the left, you'll find that the back of the left leg actually gets a little bit uncomfortable in the hamstrings. So that's why we hold it nice and even. All right, we're going to come up and do a little bit of side obliques before we do the other side. So your right hand goes underneath you. And then we're going to come up into side plank and reach over. So if you watch my videos from day 16, this is where we do these movers to practice. You can always drop your bottom knee down and have your top leg straight. But if you want to make it harder, obviously you come onto the side of the foot, lift your hips up when the arm swishes down next to your ears, and you just keep pushing your hips up a little bit higher for me. You're going to try to push the hips up so you don't overwork the shoulders, which a lot of the times people do because they're trying to push with the arms, but actually it's your core that helps you lift. Good. Alrighty, let's come over to the other side for your single leg lift. You can always keep the same way facing. I'm just going this way so you can see my left leg lifted, comes down to 45, maybe in line with my other knee, or you can go a little bit lower. So like I said, if you find that your hips drop too much and you're moving too much in the center point, you're going to just not take that leg as low down. And then arms are moving down next to the ears as the leg drops. So you're pulling yourself into a diagonal line without the hips dropping down and lifting it through. Let me know if you've been doing the whole 21 days with me, and letting me know how you feel of each of the movements, or did you join halfway through and you're going to go back to the other weeks. Great to see how you'll be feeling about it. All right, let's go into that side oblique. Your left arm is underneath your shoulders, both legs straight, bottom leg bent is your option, and then top hand sweeps across, touching towards the side of the ear with the bicep, and then your hips raises up higher. Like someone's put a hand underneath your hips and they just give me a little bit of push. Quite a strong movement for your obliques, which is why I've been practicing a lift it for week 3. Nice. All right, we're going to come down onto the belly and we're going to work the back muscles. Hands go behind you, palms facing down, and we're going to pulse up for 3, 2, 1, and drop. Eyes looking forward. So we're not lifting the chin up towards the roof so that we don't hurt the neck. I'm going to pulse up and then drop it down. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. And then if you want to make it a little bit harder, you start to lift the legs off the ground as well, and the chest to make it a little bit higher of a lift up through. Up for 3 and then drop. Your tummy muscles pulled in towards that spine there. Always keep it safe. Perfect. Come on up and just give a little bit of pullback if you need to into your child's pose positioning. All right, we're coming up to a standing sequence. This is going to be a few moves just standing up, working on your balance, core, and legs. So hands go behind the head. We're going to squat down low into a squat position, and we're reaching the hands down past the knees if you can, to the ankles if you really can, and we're just alternating side to side. It's like a standing crunching motion, working again through the obliques as you worked out just before on the ground, but this is another way to do it, especially for those of you who do not want to get down on the ground or don't have a mat and you just want to find some space. You can also do standing Pilates. Plenty of those options. on my page if you want to have a look. Quite a popular thing to do standing Pilates. All right, we're going to start to do a lunge side to the right. So we're going to take your right leg and move it around. Left leg is going to hold. And then tap the leg in, arms reaching up. So exhale as you reach up. That foot is coming a little bit off the ground now. Perfect. Lifting the knee now higher to about the waistline if you can. Drop down and lift up. Swish low, come on up. Good, give it a little kick now if you're ready for that balancing. You can give a little kick forward, drop it down, kick forward, drop it down. Good. Straight ahead, not to the side, we're not doing the can-can. We're gonna try to lift and kick just forward for me. All right, let's turn to the right side. We're going to go into a lunge and lift. Drop that back left knee, heels up at the back though. Drop to 90. As you come up, you're going to give it a little push and then extend forward. Hands around the ears if your back is okay. If your back is a little bit tender, maybe no arms today, or keep the arms below the shoulders as you push out. And drop. Great work. We're going deep into the legs if you can. Squeeze through the glutes on the back leg that's rising. Great work. All right, let's start to step out to the left side. Same move as you did on the right. You're going to do a bend knee on the left, right leg is straight, and then bring the arms up, tap the foot in. You can go straight into the balancing if you want to and lift that knee up high to the hip level. Or you can stay with me and just go a little bit at a time. When you're ready to, come up with your knees, rise up. Good. Swish down and lift the knee. If you're ready to, let it be a bit more spicier and start to kick that foot forward. Just in front of you. Exhale, inhale, and then exhale to extend away. Good job. All right, turning to that left side. So left foot is in front. We're going to go into that lunge and lift. When you're ready, back heel is up. And then right leg steps down and lift. So your left leg is now your balancing leg. Same movements with the arms and same choices, depending how your back is feeling today and how your balance is feeling today as well. You don't have to lift the leg very high off the ground. It just needs to come off a little bit, just so we can work on our balancing. Helps with our leg strength, helps with concentration. Down low, back knee is almost touching towards the ground, and then give a little push with the foot and come on up. Good. All right, let's go into your side balances. So your right leg is back into the balance, slight bend in the knee, arms come up, and then we're going to just flick that leg up and down on the left leg. So the left leg can always have the toes come down to give a little tap, especially if you find that you're quite wobbly in the legs. Otherwise, let's lift it up and lift it high. And just dropping it only halfway, so you're going to stay with your balancing. And then maybe start to lift the arms up when the leg comes up as well. Exhale to reach, inhale to drop, and then we're going to suck in the belly button when that arm is reaching, the leg is lifting, because a strong core hold will help you with your balancing at this stage. Great. All right, we're going into squats and twists now. Go down into a squat and then twist your body to the knee that is rising up, and give a little twist in the torso so that you can work your oblique muscles at the same time as you're working through the legs. Multi-levels of muscle activation here. Down and twist, down and twist. Breathe out as you twist. Good. As your body is quite warm now, you can go a little bit lower with your legs if you want to. Try to drop that low enough that maybe your elbows even grazes at the top of the thighs. Good. And have a little moment. Okay, we're going to lean into that left leg, slight bend in the knee, arms go up. And then right leg is going to lift up and down. Exhale to lift, inhale to drop. Remember, you can always touch your foot down if you need to. Totally fine to do that move as well. Especially if your balance is a little bit rocky today. No need to hold that leg up the whole time. It does get sore for sure, especially your standing leg. And make sure you wiggle your toes a little bit. Now, arms come up when the leg starts lifting if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, as I find that when you rock your arms, your balance does get a little bit more challenged here. Good. Exhale to lift, inhale to drop. So far, so good. Good. All right, we're coming into your squats. Arms go up into the air if you can for me. And we're going to drop for 2, up for 2. Down, down, up, up. We go through the legs, down. And then arms come up next to your ears if you're okay to do so. Just adds a little bit more of a workout through the shoulders. Of course, you can always keep them on the hips. No need to lift the arms at all. But if you can, let's go down for 2, up for 2, working through the legs and arms now. Just give it a little bit of lunge side to side. We're going to be heading down to the ground soon again. Stretch forward, hamstring stretch. Body tips forward. Good. All right, here we are on the ground. We're going to be on the right side. Let's work through the glutes. Have your heels together. And we're going to just lift the feet off the ground, and then the top leg is going to open and close. These are called your clams. Straight up, straight down. Make sure that top hip does not over rotate for me, because you want to keep it nice and controlled. Belly button pulled into the spine. As you lift, you're going to exhale and pull the belly in strong, because when the belly is strong, it stops you from sort of rocking side to side, which I find a lot of people do even when they're lying down and their whole bodies are moving about. But you're just trying to isolate it into the lower part of your body, focusing on that glute hip stability. It's quite important here. Good. All right, release it. That leg is going to stay bent at 90 degrees, toes flexed in towards the shins. We're going to lift that leg and bring it forward. Up we go, just a bit above the hip, and then the knee comes forward in front, just in front of the hip. So up and forward is the 2 places you're going to go. Great. If you need to tap through that top hip, you can totally do that. Otherwise, legs go straight, toes are pointed now. We're going to go into rainbows, which we also did the week 2 and throughout the weeks. So the toe comes to the front, toe goes to the back. It doesn't have to be a very wide rainbow, but it does have to lift in the center for the arch to come through. So I can tell that it's a rainbow that you're doing as opposed to a squiggly line or a straight line, because your legs are getting tired and you might not be lifting it as high in the center point. Good. Forward and back we go. Great. Tap, tap. All right. This is going to definitely be a burner for the glutes. We're going to bring that top leg all the way forward, toes down, heels up. At this angle, it shortens your glutes and it also helps you to activate your butts a little bit more intensely. And you might feel a little bit of a pinch or a burn through there as you're lifting up and down. Good. Breathe out as you lift. Inhale as you tap it down. Definitely not getting comfortable in that move. All right, let's give it a little stretch in your figure 4 if you need to. Otherwise, you're going to come and sit up into your V-sits. So on your glutes, roll down, lift the arms, lift a leg, and then roll up to sit up tall. Roll back down, and alternating legs are moving up. Make sure your back is rounded as we've practiced in the other classes or the other weeks. You don't want to go back in a straight back because it starts to overwork your lower back. And that is not the game. You want to work your deep core, all the muscles there, right behind your belly button area is where you want to work it, not through the lower back. Good. All right, we're going to do a forward if your lower back is a bit sore. We're going to go back into the V-sit, hands clasping the center, elbows just touching side to side. So we did this in week 2 where we're doing that alternating like a Russian twist. Now the level 2 option is to actually lift the feet off the ground and keep twisting it out. That always makes it much more harder. 1, to balance, and 2, to switch on the core, and you'll feel it a lot more from that twist here. Backwards and forwards there. Good, and release it out. All right, we're coming into a pike position. We're going to take the right leg and lift it up, and then we're going to bring it into the opposite elbow and then the right elbow. So lift the right, come forward into plank. You're going to go left, right, and then go back out again. And then just keep going with that motion straight up into the air. Come down, left, right. So opposite elbow, same elbow, and then reach back up high into your pike position. Exhale to drop forward. Make sure that chest comes forward between the hands. That's where you work through the core quite a bit deeper. If you can bring your body forward in the weight rather than keeping your body behind the hands. Trickier to do as you require stronger arm strength. and also a stronger core to do that, but it's good for you. Shake out the wrist if you need to. We're going straight into the other side. This time your left leg will lift up high in to the air, and we're going to bring that leg down to the right, to the left, go back up, and then come back in to the right, to the left. Same move. Repetitive. Yes, effective, of course. Good. Straight up we go. And make sure your body weight is coming forward. Don't forget. Alright, come on over to the other side. Let's repeat those glute works. On the left side, left arm is your pillow, heels together, and then lifting the feet up if you can. Going up and down into your clam workout. Not long to go, team, on this endurance flow. You are nearly done today with this one. Longer set, of course. Brings everything together. Still here, good job sticking with me. Thanks so much for joining me today in the long flow endurance, and also for keeping it up all the way through. I hope you have been enjoying your 21 days of Pilates. We've got only 2 more days to go with this challenge. Hopefully you can join me. It's a big Pilates challenge tomorrow, and then there's a stretch. Good. Give it a tap on the glutes if that butt is sore. All right, so that leg is going to lift up and then forward, 90-degree bend, toes flexed in, up we go, forward we go. Exhale to lift, and then inhale as you come into center. Start to feel that glute biting a little bit, maybe the burns coming through now. Quite normal to start feeling it here. Good, you might want to give it a tap before you move into that next rainbow move. Toes pointed, we're going to come to the front, to the back. Remember of the lift in the middle. Not too wide, with control. Try not to move the hips too much, as it does happen at this point where people are rocking and rolling. As you get more tired, for sure you are going to start to rock through the body because your core might not want to be switched on the whole time. Good. Oh, definitely need to give a release before we do the last bit of burner for the leg. Remember that foot is in front of you, toes down, heels up. Let's target that glute right there on the side, lifting up high. It might not want to come up too much. Give it a little bit more of a time to give it a little tap on the hips or the glutes if you need to. And then see if you can get back into it, because you've only got about 30 seconds to go of the lifting and lowering. It's not that much at all in the grand scheme of time. Straight up, straight down. Great, and release it out. You can do that figure 4 stretch if you want to. Otherwise, come onto your elbows, knees back below the hips, up on the tippy toes, and we're going to run the knees. One knee down, one knee up. If you want to be on your knees because you're a bit tired now, you can always have the knees down and lift one knee off the floor that way. But if you can maintain it, this is your last push. So if you can keep going, you are pretty much done right after this. I will give you a quick stretch and then you will be satisfied and complete with your workout today. Great endurance work, team. If you've lasted all the way to the end, that's an amazing job that you just did. Especially at week 3 where the moves are starting to get definitely a bit more complex compared to the first 2 weeks. Run, run, run. Don't let that bum go too high up above the shoulders. All right, aim not to look like a big old mountain, but like a table. All right, pull back into that child's pose. Let's just do a quick little stretch here. If you can, coming up onto the glutes. All right, taking your right leg over. This is for that glute work that you just endured. See if you can get your chest up. Open up through the knees. Let the hips open out. And swap it to the other leg. Chest closer. You might find that you can't bring your chest all the way in. That's okay as long as your bum stays on the ground and you're feeling the stretch there in the glute. One arm across the chest, just to stretch out those shoulders from all those push-ups and arm balances. And then hand goes behind you, lift up through the chest. And you are done. Thank you so much for sticking with it. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.